In this video we are going to learn about how to become a leader from a manager. Managers are responsible for getting things done. They set goals, assign tasks, and track progress. Leaders, on the other hand, are responsible for inspiring and motivating people to achieve their goals. They create a vision for the future, and they rally people around that vision. So, how can you transition from being a manager to being a leader? Here are a few tips. Tip number 1, develop a clear vision. What do you want to achieve with your team? What kind of impact do you want to have? Once you have a clear vision, you can start to communicate it to your team and get them on board. Tip number 2, empower your team. Don't be afraid to give your team members autonomy and responsibility. Trust them to do their jobs well, and be there to support them when they need it. Tip number 3, be a role model. People learn by watching the people around them. If you want your team to be leaders, you need to be a leader yourself. Set a good example by being hardworking, ethical, and committed to your team's success. Tip number 4, provide feedback and coaching. Help your team members develop their skills and knowledge. Give them regular feedback on their performance, and help them set goals for improvement. Tip number 5, celebrate success. When your team achieves a goal, take the time to celebrate their success. This will help to keep them motivated and engaged. Now, let's take a closer look at each of these tips. Developing a clear vision. Your vision is the foundation of your leadership. It's what will guide you and your team in making decisions and taking action. To develop a clear vision, start by thinking about your team's goals. What do you want to achieve together? Once you have a good understanding of your team's goals, you can start to think about how you can achieve them. What kind of impact do you want to have? What difference do you want to make in the world? Once you have a clear vision for your team's impact, you can start to communicate it to your team and get them on board. Empowering your team. One of the best ways to become a leader is to empower your team. This means giving them the autonomy and responsibility to do their jobs well. When you empower your team, you show them that you trust them and that you believe in their abilities. This can lead to increased motivation, engagement, and productivity. Of course, empowering your team doesn't mean that you should just turn them loose and let them do whatever they want. You still need to provide guidance and support when needed. But you should also give them the freedom to make their own decisions and to learn from their mistakes. Being a role model. People learn by watching the people around them. If you want your team to be leaders, you need to be a leader yourself. Set a good example by being hardworking, ethical, and committed to your team's success. Be someone that your team members can look up to and admire. Providing feedback and coaching. One of the most important things you can do as a leader is to provide regular feedback and coaching to your team members. This will help them to develop their skills and knowledge, and it will also help them to achieve their goals. When providing feedback, be sure to be specific and constructive. Focus on the behavior, not the person. And be sure to offer suggestions for improvement. Coaching is another great way to help your team members develop. Coaching is a one-on-one relationship where you work with a team member to help them achieve their goals. To be an effective coach, you need to be a good listener and you need to be able to ask probing questions. You also need to be able to provide support and encouragement. Celebrating success. When your team achieves a goal, take the time to celebrate their success. This will help to keep them motivated and engaged. Celebrating success can be as simple as saying, "Thank you," or sending a congratulatory email. Or, you could organize a team lunch or dinner. The most important thing is to show your team that you appreciate their hard work and dedication. Conclusion. Becoming a leader takes time and effort. But it's one of the most rewarding things you can do. By following the tips above, you can start to transition from being a manager to being a leader. Remember, leadership isn't about being the boss. It's about inspiring and motivating people to achieve their full potential. Like, share, subscribe. Visit CareerCurators.com for more.